Hello.
Good evening. How you guys all doing? Welcome to Wednesday. How you,
Wednesday.
how you doing, Deana?
Good. It was
What kind of
cold
week
out
have you
today.
had? Was it?
Yeah,
I
I
know
was
you've
at
been out
the
this week.
yeah, I've been out this
Like
week.
it's starting to drop quite a bit. I mean, I've been out myself too. We've been having, but like I'm still trying to stay healthy, exercise and stuff. It's fucking cold as hell.
Yeah, I was out tonight. There was the gender-based violence vigil for the
Hmm.
Polytechnic massacre, as
How was
well
that tonight?
as it was nice.
Hmm.
And it was okay. The weather was okay at first, but once you're out there for about an hour and 15 minutes, it kind of like it's pretty cold. Um,
Did you bring some hot shots?
I did have them in the car, but we were leaving soon. So it's like, why should I? Anyways, I was recording. They were reading out the names of the victims and a little bio of the victims, but not
Hmm.
just the victims of the Polytechnic massacre, but also other women who have been murdered that didn't make the news or other people. And you know whose dad was there? Was Rhea Parsons. Um, yeah, she
I
ended up,
remember the name.
yeah, sorry, Rita. Hold on. Now, why am I, Rita? Help me, guys. Rita Parson. She has three names. Young girl.
Yeah,
Ratea. I'm sorry.
that's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. I shouldn't have messed up her name. I remember. And so he even spoke on behalf of his daughter, who faced gender violence and ended up taking her own life as a result of it.
Yeah.
So the volunteers read out the names. I bumped into a friend of ours, Andy, was there, and he's
Hmm.
actually one of the volunteers. Yeah, so that was really cool.
It's rare to
And
see him. He's really
yeah,
nice.
yeah, that was great. And I bumped into a high school acquaintance friend, and that was cool. And you know what my mom said? I just need to say this. This is funny because my friend's
Hmm.
like, "Oh, I didn't know you were in the activist scene or in the human rights scene," is what she said. And I said I'm a pretty loud and kind of obnoxious activist. And my mom goes, "She swears too much," and then it gets better. She swear, and I look at my mom and I look at her and I'm like, my mom doesn't like my style. And then my mom tells a story and I clipped it and I'm gonna put it up. That my grandfather had a picture of me and he said, "Your heart is so good, but your tongue is so sharp." And I look at her and I'm like, "Did I always swear like that? Like whatever, did I always swear?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "See, I'm never gonna change." It's who I am.
It's yeah. It's
Serious.
definitely at this particular point. Yeah, where nobody's going to change you.
Mm-mm.
It's that's very
I'm
clear.
like, "See, mom."
See, mom, you raise a
Mhm.
loudmouth.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. And
Well,
let's be honest here.
I don't think
Those
my mom
genes
cares
give.
that I'm a loudmouth. I think maybe she doesn't like the
She doesn't like
swearing.
the potty mouth.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe she doesn't
Hmm.
like that I'm a loudmouth. Whatever. She still loves
Yeah.
me. She loves me a
Oh yeah.
lot. So we went together to
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I was at the courthouse on Tuesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. Monday, went to the Israeli pro-Israeli, or they didn't call it the pro-Israeli rally. They called it "I Stand with Jews" rally.
Well, we're
That's
gonna
what
get
they called it.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna get to more about that particular rally a little bit later.
Yeah.
But yeah, there definitely that rally. Quite a few other events. We have quite a few things, and including even 10 minutes before the start of the episode, Tina's like, "We need to add this." All right, we're gonna throw this in there too.
Throw it in.
So it was quite a bit, and there's still a lot of stuff that ended up on the floor. So
That's why I'm in my pajamas, by the way, you guys, because it was freezing out and I was going to keep my nice clothes that I was wearing today on. But because I was so cold, I just went into the bath to warm up my blood. That's how cold I was. And then
you
I
guys
just
always get me
said,
the way I am because it's
pajamas.
yes. All right,
I am.
let's get jumping into it. So the first thing up this week is so an update in regards to James Bowie. Now, this is more of a non-update as much, and as we get into it, you'll understand. So, we all know lawyer accused James Bowie of sexually harassing the ex-client still hasn't submitted a defense. Now, this is in regards to the lawsuit filed by Paul Champ on behalf of his client to James Bowie. If I remember the details here, the lawsuit is for roughly $325,000. Now, they've submitted they made the request for him to submit a defense twice now. He's defaulted twice. And as stated by the article by the Iowa Citizen, suspended lawyer accused of lawsuits. As we recall, the lawsuit is for $325,000, but the former client has been noted to be in default for a second time and faces possibility of the case being decided without his involvement. So this is significant enough because if there's no defense and basically if you ignore the court case, and this is
It
not
won't
the
just
first
go
time.
away.
No, it won't just go
How
away.
it works.
And as I recall, Paul Champ even had noted to somebody else we're all familiar with, which is Jason LaFace, who said like, well, I'm just not going to show up. What are you going to do about it? And to Paul Champ's response, like, you need to talk to a lawyer who will tell you what will happen because it won't be what you think.
Talk to Mr.
You're going to
Dave
get defaulted.
Freedom.
Yeah. Talk to Dave Freedom. I hear he's giving
He'll
out legal
end up
advice to
citing.
people.
He'll end up citing Newfoundland case law for Ontario Superior Court to make his. Oh my God.
So, I did before we get into this a little bit more. I did also take the time to comment on this and in regards, because Paul Champ did also post the article putting in some information. I asked straight out, like, and I said, like, with him defaulting a second time, what's the repercussions here for anybody who's not responding to it? And Paul Champ responded back saying, viable amount or not. So it is kind of interesting to watch, or fun, or I don't know which wording you'd like to use.
I don't know. Maybe James Bowie needs to stay off Twitter with his little fake account trolling. Maybe he should
Accounts.
accounts. Maybe he should spend more time. I guess you can't really. There's no defense for what he did. Maybe that's the problem. He doesn't know what to write because there's really nothing you can write that will defend those kind of allegations and those kind of actions. Like, and then furthermore, digging yourself into a deeper hole of things that I am not at liberty to discuss. But
Yeah.
like, he's just making dumb decision after dumb decision. So now he's so, I don't know, maybe he feels like he's buried himself into this abyss. And I agree with him if that's what he believes.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because again, it's a bit of a weird one because well, actually no, it's not too weird because I mean these are specific allegations. They have the information there. I don't know if there's a criminal component in regards to this particular, in regards to this person's action. We know there's another criminal activity going on, but that's kind of publication banned. We can't discuss that one.
Yeah.
But in this one, I don't believe there is anything criminal about this particular, like any parts of this particular lawsuit. And let's be honest, courts ask you to submit something. You need to submit something. If you're not going to, then the court's just going to be like, you're not
It's
responding
not
to the call? We're not going
it's
to wait.
not criminal, but I feel like if you're asking for like, so this is for the victim, right? The same
Mhm.
person that is involved in the criminal case. So she didn't give him 325,000, if that's the number that we're going with. They're suing for damages on her,
Yes.
like what it has done to her.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so, but that's attached to the criminality of it, if you know what I mean, right?
Yes.
So
And
he has to
there's,
defend those actions. They're the same
yeah.
actions that led to her being traumatized and him being like criminally charged.
Yeah, I don't know. So the only reason why I was mentioning the criminally charged in regards to the actions, I don't know if there's a criminal charge also associated because there's definitely the damages here.
Oh,
And
the
again,
LSO, the LS that
that's an also
happened.
complaint. That's not a criminal charge.
No, a criminal charge was born out of the LSO complaint.
I don't recall there's a criminal charge to it. If there is, you can definitely DM us any missing information that I may be missing here in regards to it.
I
If
thought
I've
that's what
forgotten
happened.
one or something similar.
So,
But either way, 'cause we still need to go through the other stories. Either way, this is still looking bad right now in regards to this particular portion, which is the financial in regards to civil suit.
listen,
It's just not going well.
Bowie's criminal case continues to make its way through court. On Tuesday, the Crown elected to proceed with the criminal charges by indictment. A 5-day trial in Ontario court was scheduled for September 2024. Bowie is being represented by defense lawyer Eric Granger. 18 hours ago was when this was posted.
Which charges, though?
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Lawyer
Yeah.
accused of sexually harassing ex-client still hasn't submitted. I don't know if that means he was charged with that.
No, that's the one that we were just talking about right now.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it is.
either way, it's not looking good for Bowie.
Okay. If there's a publication ban, they're not going to tell you what he's. Yeah, it
Well,
was
no,
extortion.
yes, that's the second set of charges. That's the other ones that we're not allowed to talk about.
Okay, just what it says here. But he was, yeah, he was. No, it says here. This is maybe the headline is lying, but it says the suspended lawyer is already facing charges of harassment, extortion, and 2 counts of uttering threats to a woman.
That's
And
the
this
ones that
was,
are that's the publication ban one.
yeah, but it says already is already.
Yep.
And this was posted in June. I think.
Like I said, there is a lot of things going on there. It gets a little
I
bit
hate
messy. I
how
don't believe.
journalists.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any specific. Like I said, I don't think there were specific ones in regards to like a criminal charge from this
Mm-hmm.
the people involved in this case in regards to this. The extortion one is a completely separate thing. Moving on though, we want to move on from Bowie.
Yes, we do. But I still
Uh,
want to fact check myself.
We'll check it later because we need to move over to something very very important. It's merchandising, Dina.
Merchandising.
Yes, merchandising. Wellington Regulars and not only have T-shirts, but they now come out with pins. They got buttons. They've gone out. They designed their own buttons, and they're now available. Did you want to see their button? I got some info.
Let's see the buttons.
Okay,
That's a nice button.
that might not be the buttons. I did get a copy of the actual buttons, and they look like this. So apparently, they made themselves this particular button. So they're right now running around. They've been handing it out to each other, patting each other on the back, saying, "You earned these things because you've stood on the streets
They made themselves participation badges.
My
Aww.
God, you're right. They've made themselves participation trophies.
Vaccines, maybe it
Holy
is like
shit.
a sheriff badge that my daughter got from a policeman when she was like 5. You're right.
Oh my God.
Participation badges.
How did I miss that?
Or,
They made themselves participation trophies.
yeah,
Holy crap. That's absolutely awesome.
yeah. We should get one.
We should make our own. No, I'm not going to wear their
I'm
shit.
not gonna make one. I'm not gonna be lame like them. Man, white people are lame sometimes. Like, what the fuck did they just make? Like, it's like
But
those 2 idiots that got tattoos in their restaurant from the pita burgers. Like this, just this.
yes.
They just do some stupid shit. Like they think that they're, like
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, the stupid shit doesn't end there. I mean, these guys got their pins and they got their trophies.
Can you see
Then
them
they,
as like really old men going through their stuff when they're old and like opening their shoebox and like pulling out the Wellington Street Regular pin and being like
what do you mean when they
telling their
become old
old
men? Have
men.
you looked at Dirksen?
Well, I'm not excluding Dirksen and
Bro and
yeah, they're all pretty old.
Stacy and the list goes on.
Mm.
I mean, like,
Anyway,
seriously. So they all got their little participation trophy, and now, still looking around to Wellington Street because somebody had a bit of an issue with his megaphone. Johnny Rowe, famous for his megaphone to holler up empty buildings to let them know that the war machine,
stop the
key phrase of his, and commonly said. Well, you know what? I'll roll the clip.
Your options are you can pay the set fine, plead guilty here with explanation, or request a trial.
We'll have a trial.
Let's make sure you do it in 15 days.
We'll do a trial, and we're about to have 10,000 people here with megaphones, my brother. They don't need
Yeah, so we want to see when
this
they
selective
people come from
enforcement is
anywhere.
No problem, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
because
happy to do
eventually
this.
that's
We're happy
not going to be
go court every day,
acceptable at
and
all.
This will not stop us. I'm afraid not, brother. This is a terrible, terrible abuse of discretion. The idea that you give this to me and not to everybody else is personally offensive to
At
me.
this point, there's nobody else here.
Brother, every day we're here, and not just us. We're going to have 10,000 people here with megaphones in about 15 minutes. You understand that, right? And so I'm going to tell the judge this, and everybody's going to understand this. It is so ridiculous. Thank you. I've got nothing else to say. Good night.
When was this?
Um,
Was it Monday?
no, it wasn't because I'm looking at I'm trying to figure that out. So
Like he
let
said
me-
there's going to be 10,000 people here in a moment. Maybe it was the day the Palestinian rally was happening?
It was
Like,
December 2nd.
Yeah, that's Saturday. That's when the Palestinian rally was.
Yes, it was. Okay, it would make sense. Yeah, the
That is
Palestinian
a little
rally was
bit
December
weird that
2nd.
he got ticketed right before there was a protest. I mean, I guess maybe the permit starts at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, the permit's going to start at a specific time. It's also going to be the permit's going to start up on Parliament Hill.
Yeah.
Going to be working with the people there, and again,
But they're going to be marching
and
through
by
the
law,
streets.
yeah, by law and police know these guys are not with the event at all.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if they're with the event or not. If people have, like, if there's a certain time that
Mhm.
there's allowed megaphones, why does it matter who's carrying the megaphone? But if he's going
Yeah.
outside of the time, okay, fine. I understand that. But, like,
He's there 24/7.
doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. I don't know.
Fair.
I'm not like, listen, I don't like those guys, but at the same time, if there's going to be like 5,000 people with megaphones screaming and chanting, then if it's because the permit is a certain time, then he's out of line. He
Yeah,
shouldn't be doing it.
so the first thing, if the permit's in Parliament Hill, well, he's technically not on Parliament Hill at this point.
Doesn't matter because the protest leaves Parliament Hill and does a march around the street with megaphones every, group of people yelling and chanting.
No,
I mean, it's one
yeah.
march and it's in unison, and then people leave and then they stop. Those guys are out there for hours and hours and hours yelling in their
Yeah.
megaphone. There's the difference, but um, yeah, maybe the permit.
I think
I don't know. I've never
yeah.
applied for a permit. I don't know what a permit like says. I don't know what the boundaries are. I don't know if it's like, okay, there's an allowed this type of activity between this time and this time, and this is your route, or
Yeah.
give me your route.
So I know there's differences between the parliament permit and the city permit, and what you're allowed and what you can't do. There's many different things. So I've roughly looked into them. Usually, they take quite a fair amount of time to get them acquired. But I think there's got to be some sort of thing to fast track them a little bit, because some of these events have been like, we're gonna be big and we're gonna be there regardless.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah,
and
well, they're
these
not going to be
these
able to
groups.
ticket like all these people.
No, and obviously, there's also the big thing which is, like, these areas do want to work with people,
Yeah.
mostly because they want to be able to work with them so that they can crowd control, make sure people are safe, just at least people are safe and whatever. Like, just get the basics,
Yeah.
of safety there, especially if you're going to have, like, if you're going to show up with 50 people, yeah, whatever. If you're going to show up with 100 people, 200 people, all right, we're going to be a little concerned. We want to have PPS there. If you're going to show up with, like, like the Palestinian march, yeah, we want to make sure we are working together, because that one was massive and it overflowed into
one.
the street.
Every single, except for the first two that I went to,
Yeah.
because they were just starting out. Like the first one that I went to, there was a few hundred people.
Yeah.
Maybe it got up to 1,000. Then the second one got up to 3,000, and it just kept growing. And then that 2 weeks ago,
Yeah. The
was
2 weeks
like,
ago. Yeah. No. The 2 weeks ago, I don't care what
wow.
you say. The one 2 weeks ago was definitely the biggest
Yeah,
one.
it was massive. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
it was colossal. That mean that one's like, you want, the Parliament, PPS, and OPS, and everybody else would want to work together in regards to that one.
Yeah.
Like, we got a lot of people here. We want to work together because just for safety.
Remember that time
So-
we had 12,000 and we thought that was like big, and then all of a sudden there's like,
Yeah, no. That one 2 weeks ago was massive. I was there. It was
Yeah.
fun.
yeah,
It's huge. I didn't get a chance to stay the entire way, but it was still colossal.
it's amazing.
But yeah, those guys are never, and I think it's just a it's an understanding by bylaw and police that those guys are just never invited to any of the events that are not convite related. Nobody wants them there.
Well, they were okay at the pro-Israeli, like
Yeah.
I mean, it was called Stand with Jews, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It was something else, but we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it when we get to it. It's coming up. Between there and now, let's go check in on Mr. Clark. We haven't seen him in a bit. You remember Ron Clark, the non-void leader? Apparently, he's seems that he's a little.
He's trying to walk back his words again. It's so ridiculous. He's so. We'll just watch
is
the video.
Yeah. Let's watch. We'll roll the clip.
There's a photo surfacing around out there right now. Chris Barber put it up on his page. It got sent to me first thing this morning. It's a picture with me and Kevin. Goes by Reverend Kevin, or on TikTok. If you don't know who he is, when we were in Ottawa, up at the stage, there was a black truck, and it was always rocking back and forth. That's Reverend Kevin. But Kevin, at 3:30 this morning, sent a picture to Chris Barber. Now, this picture was taken when we were on our way to the Winnipeg event in Swift Current. He sent that photo to Chris Barber, with whatever big speech behind it. But that picture was sent this morning, stating that both of us wish that he was in jail. No, I do not wish for Chris Barber to be in jail, nor Tamara, Pat, anybody out there, anybody in this movement. I do love Chris, Tamara, Pat, George, the Coots boys, James Sauer. I love them all, and I don't wish them any bad things. I said a few things that was just my opinion, what a lot of people were thinking about, but it doesn't matter. That photo, I have nothing to do with, okay? Nothing. And like, I knew Kevin, I thought he was a normal person, so I took a photo, and he took that photo, and he's shooting it around the internet saying that him and myself wish that Chris Barber is in prison. You know exactly who he is too, right? He's an absolute nut job, 100%. You know, especially, you know, sending...
So, like, the previous video was him trashing Barber.
Yep.
And now he's like trying to save Barber, and now he's trashing Reverend Kevin. So I'm like,
He'll come and apologize about Reverend. He'll tell everybody how much he loves Reverend Kevin too.
he'll be
Convoy
trashing
love.
somebody else. He'll be trashing somebody else and saying how much Reverend Kevin is awesome. Like, and it's just it's ridiculous, you know.
We
I'm
shouldn't
just like,
say fair weather friends. We should say like convoyer friends. Like, we'll just switch it up, because convoyer friends, they
Yes.
come, they go.
yes, convoy friends. I like it. I like it. I mean, it's
When
these
Ron
guys.
lies, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
I just,
I mean,
go.
I mean, these guys, you know, there's frenemies is kind of one way of looking at it, but I mean, it's again, these guys are just eating each other, just tearing each other apart. Like, it is delicious. Don't get me wrong.
But watching Ron squirm is something else. Like, when he lied about, what did he lie about last week again? About why that guy, the tractor roll. Why the tractor
yes.
rolled. And it's because the guy was diabetic. And then he repeated it like 800 times and like said the same words over and over again. That's him squirming. And then in this video, he was like also squirming. Just, I love Chris. I love Tamara. I don't want anybody in jail.
We could bring back I can see if we can pull up the clip there of him trashing the shit out of them a couple of weeks ago.
Well, TikTok scientists did that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, it's again, like,
Toggled back and forth.
like, you're going to trash these guys. I'm like, go ahead, trash them, and then go back on them, and then go back and trash them, and go back to being friends. Like, seriously, dude, like, just pick a lane. Like, because these guys are probably going to see you in the same place all the time, which is like somebody not to trust. That's it.
Well, Ron Clark isn't to be trusted anyways. The guy's a liar.
I don't think any of them are. So it's
hider. So
there's that. Yeah, he doesn't like that when you call him that. You know, like,
I don't care if he likes it or not. It's the freaking truth. Like, he can not like it all he wants.
He really doesn't like it when we call him a protector of pedophiles. So if we say he's a protector of pedophiles, it might annoy him every time we call him a protector of pedophiles. So we should not repeatedly call him a protector of pedophiles.
But I don't say it just to piss him off. Like, that's not why I say it. I say it because it's actually true. He's a pedophile protector. And then he does a live stream, like much like the one we just saw, where he's squirming and trying to explain away the fact that
why he's not a pedo protector.
Yeah, like, oh, well, we heard about it, but you know, we want to open the doors to everybody. Like, what, you want to start turning people away? Yes, Ron Clark from Save the Children. You do want to turn pedophiles away, you fuckface. Like,
yeah. If you have no morals in regards to your message, in regards to who you'll stand with, then if you're that desperate to get people to your message, then your message is the one in question. Especially if it's filled up with wrong people.
It's hypocritical on top of it. Because they
to bring pedophiles at a Save the Children rally? Who the thought?
Yeah, and they keep talking about other people's pedophiles, OPP. Like, you guys are the pedophiles and the pedophile enablers.
Yeah. Stop trying to save the children when you're filled with a very shady camp.
Stop fucking putting children, that word, in your fucking mouth. That's it. Keep the word children out your mouth.
Yeah. Moving on. Let's we're gonna stick around with Ron for one more thing.
Let's keep beating on him.
Sorry.
I said, let's keep beating on him.
All right. Your wish is my command. So Ron has a new concern now. Is it the children? No. Is it the vaccines? A little bit.
A little bit.
Is it purple lights? Yeah. Yeah, it is.
On City Hall? Like what? What?
Amanda's going to share this, but there's something I want to show you guys, and then I'm going to get back in the vehicle, and we're going to go for a little drive down the road, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. I don't know. Can you see those purple lights? Can you see how bright that is down here? And see, as you can see on the ground, that's purple, which is more darky and dingy down here. You see the difference? Look how bright that is. Now you see exactly what
Does
we're
he not
talking
understand
about?
the
Those
reason?
purple lights.
Hang on.
To me, that doesn't look like it's.
Honey?
I don't know if you can see. It's far from normal. But they're all over. This is inside the vehicle, and you're looking at paper towel right now. That's glowing away here. Like a purpley blue color. And it's not normal.
Oh my
The
God.
purpose. LED 5G nanoparticle
No.
There you have it.
technology. It's a communicating technology.
And that's what we've been talking about for the longest time, and I'm not the only one who's been talking about it. Many platforms have been talking about these purple lights. When we talk about them, there's a lot of frequencies, nanoparticles, tracking.
Nanoparticles. Frequency nanoparticles. No, you
Yeah.
don't get to talk like that when you didn't even stay in school far enough to even know what the fuck nanoparticles are. I am sorry. He did not take high school science. He did not take chemistry. He did not take physics. He did not take biology. He took none of those things. I fucking guarantee it.
Oh, I know. So, do you know why the lights are purple?
The lights are purple because it covers a bigger surface area and it's better on the eyes. So you can have less lights.
No, you're thinking of red lights.
No,
I do have the excuse. I do have the
hate
reason.
red light. Red light hurts me. I can't do red light.
Red lights is actually the one that's better for your eyes. But I'll explain to you why the lights are purple. It's a very simple reason. And once I saw this and I did the
Black
research.
lights?
No, it's actually something very, very simple. It's not supposed to be purple. It is purple, but it's not supposed to be purple. Thank you, Magic Hand. It's not supposed to be purple. So here's the full out technical reason as what it is. And again, it's very simple. So this, it was noted in Vancouver. There's thousands of city streetlights all over, especially in the West Coast, turning purple. What's the story behind this? Occam's razor, people. There's a lot of
Karen.
Occam's razor. It's a failure of the light bulb. It's not supposed to be purple.
It's the 5G running out.
Yeah, it's the 5G running out. Yeah.
It's leaking.
So it's a failure of the bulb, and if you get and so they need to be repaired and replaced, and the city's going around to do this, and the failure has to do with a coating that's put onto them, and the company even came out and explained this, where the natural color of an LED light is actually that purple. That's what you're seeing. It's that purple there.
I want them purple. That was so much easier to see the street.
So that's the natural color is purple, but you are weird and most people are not like you. So what they do to bring it up to a normal white, as everybody else is used to, is they use, as they describe it, like a yolky colored paint that they put over it, and that balances it out so that the purple turns to white, so that we see sort of, it just balances out all the color.
Yeah.
So that makes it straightforward sense. And now there's a failure of that particular compound in those light bulbs. It broke down. And so when it breaks down, there's no filter. You just get purple. That's it. My only slightly scientific basis is like, does that mean that it's unfiltered, that it's open to emitting more light than it should? Like, as in, is it possibly sending out, because when I think of blue and purple, I'm thinking of getting to the ultraviolet spectrum. Are we getting more ultraviolet light coming out of there? Because that could be dangerous. I don't believe there is. At least there's no warning about ultraviolets being an issue, because the city would be, hammering down onto those things. But the rest of it, it's just a failed light bulb, dude. There's no 5Gs in the goddamn light bulbs. Like,
Well,
give it a break.
First of all, would have just driven by and said, cool. And not even thought twice about it, because I don't care.
Well, I know, you want the purple light bulbs.
And I would have
want
been
them to
like,
match your
I'm
hair.
so glad the city is changing the lights to these purpley colors so that it's not... Listen, my sun visor is down when I'm driving at night. The lights are so freaking bright. Like,
they are.
It's not down, it's down like this, like up to the windshield, just so I have a shorter time for the light to be so close into my fucking eye. Like, I hate it.
Well, I'm getting annoyed with bright lights also at night, especially nighttime driving. My eyes are getting a little bit...
that's what I'm talking about. Nighttime driving.
I think I'm getting older.
I like the purple, and I would have been like, sweet, fucking love what the city's doing. Not, oh my God, I'm being attacked by frequency nanoparticles.
I'm being attacked by the 5G. So I'm going to, as Magic Hand kind of remind me today, I'm being attacked by the 5Gs. The 5Gs worrying me as much as possible. So what am I going to do? I'm going to live stream it on my 5G cell phone and tell everybody about the 5G from my 5G device.
They're just 5Ging all of this. Like, everything is 5G. We're screwed.
What the fuck?
They're fun. But frequency nanoparticles, I think that needs to be a new saying. Frequency
nanoparticles. FNP?
Yeah, let's do it. FNP.
FNP. Frequency nanoparticles. And it's just...
It's a good one. I don't know what it means, but it's a good one.
You know what? So next time you see Gordon Berry, because you asked him about the other stuff, he wasn't answering.
No,
ask him about frequency nanoparticles and see what he tells you.
Government op.
That's true. You are. You're paid by Trudeau.
It's like, so I wouldn't tell you
we're paid by
government
Trudeau.
op. I'm like, you say it on your live streams anyway. Like, just tell me now while I'm here in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, we're only paid by Trudeau. Make our jobs easier. Come on.
Yeah.
It's
we're face to face. Like,
yeah,
do
exactly.
I have to sit there and listen to your boring ass stream?
So now we're going to go to a little bit more aggressive here. So this is something that I'm going to bring up, and I'm going to give you a bit of a trigger warning to everybody who's watching here. This is a bit more aggressive and violent in threats. This is from Nicholas Ewanchuk, and he's convinced that he's completed an investigation and that people deserve punishment. So we'll watch it and we'll discuss it after. But again, last chance here. Trigger warning. It's a little aggressive and violent in the language.
Now me, on a personal level, when this all happens and this shit hits the fan, which is going to hit really hard, really fast right away, like I mean really fast, I want to see a specific amount of people on TV, publicly, on a rope for the whole world to see. Start off with number 1, King Charles. Number 2, Anthony Fauci. Number 3, Bill Gates. Number 4, Klaus Schwab. Number 5, Mark Zuckerberg. Number 6, Justin Trudeau. Number 7, Joe Biden. Number 8, Premier Scott Moe from Saskatchewan. I even knocked on your door to try to talk to you, and what happened to me, I got thrown in jail for harassment.
Yes.
Alberta, Premier Jason Kenney. Ontario Premier Doug Ford, Theresa Tam, Bonnie Henry, Legault from Quebec. And last but not least,
Legault.
the little Nazi herself, Christina Freeland.
Christina.
I want her last so she can sit there and piss herself watching everything else that's going on.
What
And
a
then she's last
misogynist.
on the fucking rope.
Ladies
Love it.
first, bitch.
Now, every judge, lawyer, cop, health minister, doctor, nurse, etc. that had hands in this crime against humanity worldwide, you're all either going to be hung or put in jail for the rest of your life, but that's going to be for the public to decide. So,
Public, eh? It's
Maybe a
going
jury?
back to the medieval time.
I don't even know how to show this video for the what's in it with the mark and all that. They got me. They're screwing my shit up so bad. Anyway, you guys take the NCI report. Go down to every cop shop Canada-wide immediately. Get this ball rolling and get these criminals charged, hung, done. Drain the swamp. Let's start over from scratch.
Oh my
Build
God.
Canada better than ever.
I don't know how many taglines did he just put in there, like talking points in the last little bit. He just said all of them all at once.
He did.
He's nuts.
So I mean, first of all, again, God might seem to have a problem with names because Legault,
Diana.
Deana, as our my favorite one. I'm gonna be honest. Deana is always my marker. I'm like, all right, just how right wing are you? You totally fucking mangled her name.
No,
All right.
fucking tinfoil hat man called me Diana, like way
Oh, yeah.
off. And I'm like, dude, man, it's been over a year, loser. Like, meanwhile, I mean, I just like learned his name recently too, or remembered his name because I just knew him as tinfoil hat man. But
Let's not give them names. I mean, it's no point.
well, it was that from the beginning because that's what Camilla called him.
Probably because of the tinfoil on his hat. But Legault, it's Legault. I mean, like, you're not gonna.
You know,
I'll say Legault, French, but you can anglicize it to Legault. It's not that hard.
Lego.
And Christina Freeland versus Chrystia Freeland.
Yeah.
One of them was actually her name. The other one is somebody completely different. François Legault, absolutely. Chrystia Freeland, not Christina Freeland.
Yeah.
So, aside from
And
just
he
the
wants to see
violent
her piss her
harassment-
pants. Like, what a weird, misogynistic, disgusting image that he has in his fucking head. Like, he's gross. The guy needs a swift punch in
Intervention.
the throat. He's gross.
Again, he is. So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff at the end there. One of the ones that was my takeaway was
He's single, right?
probably
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd fucking say so.
not going to look at his dating profile. But so he's got the NCI. He talks about the NCI report.
I know.
So it's a national citizens inquiry in regards to the vaccine thing. The whole thing where it's just a bunch of people who have all the same conspiracy theories sit down together and discuss them.
Playing trial.
Playing trial, playing inquiry, playing something important, and the whole thing is bullshit.
Yeah, like nobody went and testified at their thing that didn't beg to be there.
Yeah.
Do you notice that the people who believe in that stupid inquiry are like the most violent of all of them? Like their brain.
Definitely some violent ones.
broken?
And the only thing that's kind of weird and messed up is Preston Manning's association with the NCI.
Why? It's a money pot for him.
That's true. That's true. I mean, he
Money
got a
pot.
good chunk of money from it.
Fucking right he did. And like all the bozos that believe in that shit were like
Hmm.
loving it and sucking it up and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, gross.
They all believe it's some sort of big win. The whole thing is just, no, you guys just talked about some things. There was no evidence presented. It was just a lot of hearsay and that's it. Hearsay with no evidence.
Norman Traversy was so excited when the prelim decision came out, and he went and just like it was like a 5,000 page thing that where he tried to use it to intervene in the
Oh, they
Chris
all,
Barber to Merrill H trial.
well, and that's exactly what was it like? And this is what Nick, Nicholas, Nicholas Owinchuk is trying to do. He's trying to get people to go around to police stations to say we need to start filing arrest for the doctors, the this, the that, and everybody involved in this whole vaccine thing. They are moving towards like just the absolutely insane, and like he's
That
getting
cost,
into
that cost Chris Barber and Merrill H like money to intervene in the middle of their trial because they had to like fight that off.
yeah. It's like, yeah, dude, like we're trying to get out of this shit, and you're coming in with more cray.
Yeah. Like,
Dude, you gotta cut that
want
shit
this to
out.
end. Yeah, like get the fuck out of here. I think he was talked to. I know he was actually. Insider information. I had some conversations at the courthouse on Tuesday.
Anything juicy?
Well, just that they were pissed off because it cost them money, and that one of them had words with those idiots. Norman Travers.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because I mean, like again, these guys are like, again, like Norman's good at getting into. I was trying to say here is
Norman doesn't
Romano
care what any of them have to say. I'm sure.
No, but he's going into Romano Didulo level kind of crazy.
100%.
Like he's. I totally like based on this here. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear about him in about 6 months going around trying to arrest people, whether it be in a hospital, doctor's office, or police station.
Yeah, he's pretty nuts.
He's there. As nobody talks to him or sort of intervenes, this is what you're going to be dealing with. So hopefully it doesn't get to that level. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But, it's hard not to see the trajectory of him going towards that direction.
He's there. I heard him giving that evidence to the Crown Office. I saw him come back. I saw him come into the courthouse as I was about to leave for smoke, and I saw him and I'm like, nope. And I turned around, went right back through the mags, and I slowly went upstairs.
Oh, sorry, you're talking about Traversy, right?
Traversy, yeah. And then giving the documents to the Crown and just like being all like,
being all Norman?
Yeah, but so it's more like old man having to tell you about their day while you're at the counter and why they're there, and like nobody cares, just give me the papers, but he'll do it. But next level, like lunatic conspiracy theory. Because normally, like the old man would be like, yeah, my nephew dropped me off here, and just some simple story that you're going to hear about versus you should read these documents. Trudeau's going to go to jail or whatever it is. It's like, fuck.
It's the weird guy that usually you only have one of them in the town, who's got all sorts of bizarre things and just everybody stays away from.
Yeah. And then he comes back because he had to go get it stamped at Crim Desk, and then comes back and is like, they didn't want to stamp it for me, but I made them.
Because you
I made them do it. That's what he said. They all think that they have some power that they wield or whatever. Like the person's probably like, yeah, fuck, get out of here. This is going to be the Crown's problem. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I am not paid enough to deal with your shit. Just, here you go. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel bad for people in regards to dealing with these people at these desks. I mean, it is terrible. It is rough. It is not pleasant. It is what it is.
Is what it is.
Yeah. So moving away from the convoy stuff, because looking back at it, I'm like, Christ, it's getting crazier there too. We moved to more of the I like to call it the real rallies, in regards to people trying to address actual issues here. And in regards to Palestinian rallies here, there's a couple of sort of instances that we want to discuss. These were kind of concerning instances. Again, we like to point them out. So, report out from from the Calgary in West at TIFO reported that there was an elderly Palestinian man that was assaulted at a by a pro-Israeli white woman at in a parking lot. She stole a flag, ripped it, and jumped on top of him on the ground. And according to eyewitness video,
Fucking
watch it. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no video to actually show the assault occurring, so we're not going to show any video here. What's more disappointing is that based on all the information and the injuries of the person, there still has not been an arrest.
That's
for the person,
ridiculous. And they were standing behind the cops the whole fucking time, too.
Yeah.
Like,
it is absolutely
after the
ridiculous.
incident? Yeah, and then the
it
cops
is.
let them go. Like, just fuck off. Calgary is like, you guys have a white supremacy cop problem, Calgary, that you need to fucking address. Gross.
I don't, and based on many other events, including things like the updates in regards to Taylor McNally's issues and legal system problems right now, it's not hard to disagree with that. There's definitely some questions that need to be asked in Calgary right now, particularly towards the police force.
And the justice system, you're right. And the justice system.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking gross.
Mm-hmm. I do not disagree. I mean, like, this is the second incident here in regards to Calgary. I mean, the previous one was Calgary police charging somebody with a hate crime for saying from the river to the sea.
Yeah, that was stupid. They had to walk those charges back.
They did. So they walked those charges back.
You know who they were trained by, right? Israeli forces. And I'm not even fucking shitting you. Canadian police forces are trained by Israeli. I looked it up. I double checked first. Go ahead and Google it.
Well, yeah, we'll have to confirm that. Not,
and Google it.
Yeah, but if that's the case, that'll be. She's going to check right now.
Yep.
We've got a schedule, Deana.
I know.
You can check after. Doesn't need to be now. Mark it down. Check it after. But regardless whether they are trained by them or not, it's still definitely a problem, particularly in Calgary right now, with them deciding what hate speech is, and then just sort of acting upon it. And again,
they train alongside Israeli state security forces,
which can be concerning. So, and that's not the only particular event that occurred in regards to Palestinian protests that was of concern. This one was out in Vancouver area. So we'll show the video here. Note the car.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Punch him in the fucking face.
Man, back off, man. You just
From the river to the sea, eh? That's what they said since 48. And so when are you gonna get the fucking reality? Go back to Jordan.
Hey, guys.
Protective services. Slow.
It is a lot of it's not emotional.
These guys are terrorist organizations.
It is right.
I got what he did, man.
Terrorist organizations.
Buddy, you
See
just
what I did just there?
Yeah, that's against the law. That's against the law. So he just basically came up and tried to ram his car and hit people, and I have it
Fuck
on
that
video.
guy, man. Stupid psycho. And then he tries to say that's what they do to Jews. Fuck you, idiot. You just did that.
So The good news in this one, I did not get the images for it, but the person was arrested.
Yeah, you think? Fuck.
Well, no, I had to check because let's be honest here, that's something we need to check now.
We've always had to check that. But anyway, fucking idiot. What a piece of shit.
Yeah. So it's it's at least one of these stories comes out with the guy being arrested for doing something like this, especially with something as severely as violent as almost running a person
Roid
over with their
rage.
car.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah, road rage.
Roid.
I mean,
Roid rage. Guy's a roid rager.
don't want to make that kind of guess, but
I am.
I'm going to put at least a road rage. We're using your
Make
car
it
as a fucking
roid
weapon and just being a full ass dick.
That's what they do to us. That's what they do to us. I just did it to him because that's what they do to us. But I need to get 10 of you instead of just one.
Yeah, he was.
They fucking make me sick. I got to see them face to face, and the way they fucking are, they've lost their humanity. Gone. They have no, they first they say that they care that that many children are dead, but then they keep talking, and then they don't fucking give a flying fuck that all these people are dead. They're heartless.
Which brings us over to the next story. Thousands of pro-Israel demonstrators gather on Parliament Hill in solidarity, in a show of solidarity. So, there is one thing I like about the title of this article here, because this is something we were discussing a little bit even before the show. This article here from CBC quotes it for what it is. Pro-Israel demonstrators. And it's one of those little nuances that's kind of important. So
but
everybody was there, but all of them had this. So reading the article, wonderful article. If you guys can get a chance, go back to go take a look at it on CBC by John Paul Tasker. By John Paul Tasker. All of them should. So these guys they were mentioning, all of them had a similar rallying cry: Canada must stand shoulder to shoulder with Israel as it confronts a militant group bent on destroying the Jewish state.
Nope.
It's there to say this rally was there, like many others that are of Israel rallies, to say we need people to agree with Israel's military actions against Palestine, a enemy that they have complete military superiority with. So now they were talking about thousands. This particular photo here has been spreading around as people are saying like the pro-Palestine rally versus the the pro-Israel rally contrasted significantly. I will say and admit that this photo is not quite correct at the bottom. That's earlier on the day. I'd say there was at least double the people for the anti-Palestine or pro-Israel rally. But even still, the number was still a smaller fraction of what the pro-Palestine rally was. Having been at the 1125, at the pro-Palestine and with Deana,
Yeah.
Parliament Hill was packed. The road in front of the
Wellington
grass
is
area. Let me finish. Parliament was packed on the grass. Parliament was packed on the road in front of the grass. Parliament was also packed on Wellington. Like, it was packed everywhere.
Yeah.
Walking around, moving around was a challenge, period. It was a great, it was a great, fantastic
It was a good problem.
it was a great problem. It was not the same for the pro-Israel rally.
Nope.
So, I mean, now you were there.
And there was a shit ton of kids at the pro-Israeli, like there weren't that many people. They brought I mean, there were, but it was like families who brought their kids. And you see that at the pro-Palestinian, but not as much. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can just watch the live stream and you will see that the ratio of adults to young people, and I'm talking about, like, these are kids who were arguing with us. So the ratio between those two, if you want to use ratio instead of numbers, because they were a smaller group, it doesn't match. Theirs was probably, I'd say, like 25% and maybe even more, 33%. Like, there were a lot of kids, or they made themselves much more noticeable. And the ratio of the pro-Palestinian versus kids, like, no. I walked through the crowds for the pro-Palestinian. I stood on surfaces to be able to get shots. You're going to see people with a few people with strollers, see a few people with a couple of young kids, but I'm not. The Palestinian youth are older. They're youth, but they're not kids. I'm talking about the people that were coming out and yelling at the Hasidic rabbi, like the Hasidic men and the rabbi that was there, were like kids. And I'm like, what the and I don't mean like kids like 8 years old. Some of them were like, I don't know, between 12, I'd say between 12 and 17 was the age range.
Was reports of high schools that were involved here.
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
God,
so if you go through the articles,
high schools.
Yeah, you're going to start seeing information about schools that were called in, being bussed in. So one of the things that we were discussing that was also in there was the fact that, buses were involved. Now, kind of an entertaining thing was that the CTV is marked as like nearly 20 buses failed to take participants from Toronto to the pro-Israel rally in Parliament at the Parliament Hill, UGSS. Now, interesting enough here, as again reported from CTV, and our heads are in the way because, of course, they are. Just Dina's though.
You can move me out of the way.
I know, and I am. So, the UGA Federation of Greater Toronto had booked approximately 70 buses to provide transportation to the event, but 17 of them did not show up. So, this kind of has two things I want to point out. So, the Palestinian event that you guys saw, the one that was packed, the November 25th one that Deana and I were at, that had buses too. The event had the budget to be able to get 20 buses to get people to come in. 20 buses, not a lot. 20 buses and 50 people per bus. That's going to get you 1,000 people. That hill was very, very packed. There's no way the buses could do it. These guys had 70 buses. Without the 17, they got knocked down to 53. You're now looking from around 3,000 people. I didn't see, or if I did see, it was around only people from the buses.
Sort of. So if you watch the stream, because the buses leave at a certain time, so the hill started to empty out at a certain time. And yes, the majority of the people that left for the buses, yeah, it was a good number. The majority, but there was still maybe a couple hundred people that were there until, I guess, either they got too cold and most people left. And they were playing fucking dance music. Like, this person was singing dance music at this thing. They're fucking singing dance music and dancing while near their homeland, at their hands, people are being slaughtered. They can go fuck off. Anyway, they left because it was a young young crowd type atmosphere at that point. Anyway,
So weird. Yeah.
yeah, it was stupid. Anyway,
Yeah. It's definitely, yeah, because I mean I've been to the big Palestinian rally. Music wasn't really a theme during the rallies. It's always been speeches and chants.
yeah,
Common chants. I think I've learned a fair amount of them now, from the stream and from everything else. But it tends to be chants. The only time if I think music, I think of Drag Story Defense.
yeah.
Not something if you believe that
But yeah, exactly. Defense.
So
And the way that
it's
they were acting was like, I don't know. Are we on that? We listed a couple things we were going to talk about this rally.
oh yeah. Well, there's
By
more,
the way,
obviously.
it said nearly 20 buses. There would have been less ink to say 17 buses didn't show up instead of saying nearly 20 buses didn't show up. You don't need the nearly, just take the number, which is 17, not 20.
Yeah.
So 17 buses didn't show up.
It's a weird thing to
didn't really
say.
investigate why. We're
Yeah.
just going to tell you that 17 of them didn't show up.
Well, they did some investigation, and one of the companies, but yeah, it's.
What
I
do the
think
companies say? I want to hear. Companies say, fuck you?
Yeah, no, the company didn't respond. Sorry, I'd have to go check it up a little bit.
Then
Ask
I
me a
don't think
follow
they
up question I'm not prepared for.
Well, I mean, I don't think they did very good investigating. Company didn't
No, but I mean, it's up to the company to also respond. From what I remember seeing, there wasn't very much information in regards to it. In regards to, I don't think the company gave them or they gave them enough time for the story's publication. Either way, 17 buses didn't show up. Palestinian March did not have that problem.
Maybe they
They had lost
confirmed a
buses.
certain amount of numbers and it didn't need 17 extra buses.
But there is an interesting thing, though, which is one of the things I kind of skipped over because I'm a dum-dum. Is, and it ties in with even one of the comments we have in here, which has and a bit of a theme, which is they had 70 buses. That's a huge amount of buses, you know?
Yeah, it is. 70 times 50 people.
It's also just they had a fair amount of money, and you know what? I'm going to bring you a clip.
About the money.
Let's talk about the money. So I'm going to bring you a clip of somebody that you may or not know. They go by Nugs. Really nice person. You should meet them. And they kind of pointed out something that was kind of interesting.
Very clearly, this rally has some advertising cash because they got these trucks going by.
So it's a short clip. Those are, and by looks of it, they were LED billboard advertising trucks that they paid for to go around to promote the event and to give more. They're not cheap.
Didn't work.
And it's there to add to the whole thing, and it's again, and for those who don't realize, yeah, we know Nugs, we love Nugs. It's a wonderful kind of catch. Like, yeah, there is, aside from the 70 buses and those 70 buses, from what I can understand, were just from Toronto. That didn't exclude any other areas if they were coming in from anywhere else. They also had the money to toss in advertising stuff. I saw tents also from the aerial shots. The Palestinian marches didn't have any of that. They weren't able to have, they had 20 buses, but they didn't have tents. They didn't have anything else. And they got huge numbers, which tells me two things. One, it is very much a grassroots operation. You don't have the money or the budget to do much else. And
They
two,
are a
yeah,
grassroots. They started
yeah,
off with megaphones. I went to the beginning rallies and they
yeah.
literally tried to do it all on megaphones and then like worked their way up.
Oh, yeah, well, the large rally, I could tell you how they got that sound equipment. It's the same sound equipment we saw when we did some a couple of the trans marches. It's labor that came in to join to help.
That's right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's the labor unions brought in some of their equipment, which they have some wonderful equipment to help out in regards to some of the larger crowd stuff. I know exactly which equipment it was too.
Mhm.
So it is. There is a large group of people that are at the pro-Palestinian rallies because, again, that message is very much ceasefire, stop harming people. It's as opposed to this weird pro-Israel rallies like stand with us as we're fighting this massively oppressive army that has nothing. I don't know.
Yeah. And we are like one of the strongest armies in the world. You know what else the
Yeah,
Palestinian
backed by a larger one.
the Palestinian marches didn't have? As many police officers, and they certainly didn't have police officers by the dozens with carbon rifles, and
Hmm.
they didn't have snipers on the PMO, on the
You were
prime
mentioning about
minister's.
that, yeah.
2 fucking snipers were right on the roof of the prime minister's office. I make sure to pan every time I go downtown.
Yeah.
Like you see that on Canada Day, you see snipers on the buildings, okay, whatever. But I've never ever ever seen it for any protest recently. Like I have not seen it for any demonstration. You and I have gone to a lot of demonstrations.
We
They've
have.
had like, you know, the Nigerian demonstration. We had the people from Sri Lanka having a demonstration. There were the Ethiopians having or Congo, excuse me, were
Yep.
having the demonstration. You got the like convoy shit that kept happening, whatever. And they kept promising big numbers, but all this stuff was happening. And then the pro-Israeli rally is, and you see fucking a line of cops with these fucking rifles on them, and you see snipers. Come on, what the fuck is going on? Like
I mean,
and then what else the Palestinian protest or rallies didn't have were federal politicians coming in to do speeches. So do you notice how the labor movement is on the side of the people and the fucking corporate piece of shit ding dong bats politicians who have fucking whatever are hobnobbing with the colonial oppressors?
well, there's
What
a
a
couple of senators.
coincidence.
Yeah, there's a couple of senators, and there's also people like this guy
Yeah, fuck him.
joining in and being involved there. So I'm like, you know what? First of all, if you got this guy showing up to your event,
Yeah, you're on the wrong team.
I got questions.
I don't
Or
have
this guy.
I'm on the fucking wrong team. God, that guy's a fucking idiot. Look at him. He looks like he's dead. Like he doesn't even look like he's alive.
Some ways I'm kind of wondering. So for those who aren't aware, that's Rex Murphy. Commentator. He's been around for a long time. Conservative commentator. He used to be
Psychopath.
respected, and he's just gone further down the right wing.
He was respected back when people were liked an idiot like Brian Mulrooney. That's when
Yeah.
he was respected. Then he turned into and then he was still a Looney Tune, and we all realize that anybody who aligns with Brian Mulrooney is a Looney Tune with his or fucking Stephen Harper as well.
There's, I mean,
Barbaric practices. He was one of the promoters of that.
yeah, it's definitely when during the time when it didn't feel like the differences or the divide was great. He was respected. Now he's just, yeah, he's definitely has a much larger divide, and he's gone further towards the right, and it's kind of weird, depressing, and disgusting all at the same time.
Whatever. Just needs to. Whatever.
Needs to disappear. Possibly.
Yeah, whatever. anybody who sides with, no offense, I mean, no, take every offense to it. Anybody who fucking sides with the fact that they're indiscriminately carpet bombing and we're seeing like bodies flying everywhere, you can't not see it. And if you're not seeing it, then you don't get to comment. You don't get to have an opinion if you haven't laid your eyes on the carnage that is going on in Gaza and West Bank, especially Gaza.
Yeah, it's Gaza is horror show as to like this is absolutely evident. West Bank is significant in the sense of there's nothing happening there. Why are they doing actions there?
There's no Hamas there, so why
Exactly.
are they there? Like,
so it's one of those, you know, what's going on in Gaza is absolutely horrible. What's going on in West Bank is even worse because there's no Hamas there. So why are you doing anything there? There's no justification. So that said, this came out today, and this is my last minute thing I had to add in because of Deana.
this is what's trending.
Absolutely. So UN Chief Guterres invokes Article 99 of Charter over Gaza crisis. Now, I got a clip about this that will start the discussion. Let's start off with a clip from the Hills.
Given the scale of the loss of human life in Gaza and in Israel in such a short amount of time, the Secretary General has today delivered a letter to the President of the Security Council invoking Article 99 of the Charter of the United Nations. This is the first time that Antonio Guterres has done this since he became Secretary General in 2017. Article 99 states, and I quote, that the Secretary General may bring to the attention of the Security Council any matter in his opinion that may threaten the maintenance of international peace and security. In the letter, which has been shared with you, the Secretary General urges the members of the Security Council to press to avert a humanitarian catastrophe, and he appeals for a humanitarian ceasefire to be declared.
So, yeah. So, the only additional admission I had there was to sort of reiterate that particular point. It's Article 99 allows him to send a message to the Security Council to say, this is bad. We need to, somebody needs to do something about it. Doesn't force them to do anything. It just brings this to their attention. What does it do? What does it do?
It forces a vote. It forces a vote. Oops, that's Danny.
The invocation of Article 99 allows the UN Secretary to bring the attention of the Security Council to any matter which, is, in his opinion, may threaten the maintenance of international peace and security, per the UN. But there's nothing in the article I read has anything to do with a vote. So I don't know, and that's my only concern is I don't know if it's going to cause anything. So, I mean, and again, who's in the UN Security Council right now? U.S. is one of them. Like, actually, let me check.
Yeah, the U.S. can veto it because they're a permanent seat member, but they are supposed, they I know I read it. They are to, this will force, unless that person was wrong. I know I read a tweet where they said it, and I think they attached something. Hold on.
So the membership is currently China, France, Russia, United Kingdom, and United States. Current non-permanent members are Albania, Brazil, Ecuador, Gabon, Ghana, Japan, Malta, Mozambique, Switzerland, and United Arab Emirates. But because the permanent members, one of them being United States, having veto power, Article 99, as significant as a mention, and I have to agree with our friend here, Mr. Petch, I don't think it's going to go far. Even if it does, let's say it does bring it up to a vote, you still got the United States in there that's going to say, veto, done, we're finished.
Oh, I hate this world.
I agree.
I was just looking for what I was looking for. And now I'm just watching a mother cry for her baby who's dead in her arms. I fucking hate it.
It's not easy. That's why we can't stop. It's tough, and I know a lot of people are having this difficulty because it is hard to watch. We're all seeing this, and we all know what's going on, and it's hard to ignore. Once you see it, it's hard to ignore it. And we're watching something horrible happening, and because of the technology and everything else involved nowadays, we're seeing it in real time. That's why we need everybody to show up to these rallies. We need everybody to come up and say, no, this needs to change. It's bad.
I can't believe we're letting this shit happen. It's so bizarre.
Yeah. So it's tough. And as some people have, I've seen express themselves that this is overwhelming. My only extra message to add to this is don't be afraid to step back for yourself for a minute. There's no value in being a hero. No.
You're not being a hero. Who's being a hero by getting up and fucking protesting? Who's being a hero? These people can't escape. We don't have time to sit around and be like, no. These people are being massacred. Do whatever you want, people. But to say that you can step away from it is pretty fucking privileged. It's a pretty privileged. What are we?
That's not what I'm saying.
Are we?
That's not what I'm saying, but it's also not going to help if you're going to fall apart. I'm not saying not to participate and to help protest. I'm not saying that at all.
This shit should make you fall apart. This shit should fucking tear you up inside. If you are any bit of a human fucking being, this shit should make you fucking fall to 1,000 pieces, and you pull your fucking sorry ass self up, back up, and get out there and fight for these people who are stuck and can't fucking go anywhere. I don't want to give anybody an excuse to walk away from this. So I'd rather either not have this conversation. No, I am not giving anybody permission to do any of that. I'm not going to pretend that I'm going to give anybody permission to do that. I don't support that message.
Fair enough. If you can help, definitely do.
Getting fucking slaughtered as we are speaking right now.
I agree.
Just pummeled. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I'm good. Let's play a funny video.
We can do that. So, rounding up. Thanks everybody here. Again, if you guys can come out and help, please do. We're there. We'll be there for the next event. Stick around your towns. See if you can help out and participate. See if you can join up to the rallies. Palestinian Youth Movement is a wonderful place to start it with. If not, there's quite a few other mounds in different towns. See what you can do to help out.
Somebody asked how they can help. Boycott. You do not need that coffee from McDonald's. You do not need that Starbucks latte. You do not need the whatever Burger King burger. Find out what you can boycott. Don't go to Indigo for Christmas this year. You want to buy books? Go to a small bookshop in your place. We should be doing that anyways. Start shopping local. Fuck these Zionist dumbass corporations who are taking our money anyway to murder children. write to your MPs, write to your MPPs, write to your city councilors, and yes, all of those bylaws and resolutions that they pass matter.
So there's, I'm going to see if we can find this again because there's something I came across a little while ago. So even the starting point, something as simple as just changing your shopping habits. There was a site that actually kept track in regards to what it is, and where you can simply search like stuff that you pick up as products, that whether it supports it or doesn't support it. Okay, start off with something as simple as that.
Pillsbury Doughboy, don't touch that. Nothing Pillsbury, out.
So
Dove,
without going into the specific companies,
Fuck
I'm going to
them.
see if I can find that particular site that helps you
I'll put it in my
search them
link
up
tree.
quickly. Yeah, we'll add to the link tree. We're going to put it into the link tree in regards to finding a way to do that search so you guys can quickly do it, as well as anything else we can do in regards to listing some of the particular movements like Palestinian Youth Movement and anything else in regards to helping you find places and ways you can help out. As I believe we were doing last week in regards to the last protest, where you can donate if you guys want to send the money directly to people trying to get into to Palestine to help directly with resources in regards to food, medicine, etc.
Another way to help is that anybody who is posting about Palestinians, they're being shadow banned. They are like, this is purpose. So they are trying to muzzle the message. So you see something, you need to retweet it, get it out there, like share people's experiences. You can go on TikTok and you're going to see these stories, amplify these Palestinian voices. They need to be amplified. I'm not saying like amplify me. I'm talking about directly.
Yeah. So amplify by, you can repost like in TikTok, in Twitter terms, retweeting, liking, commenting helps. Same thing on TikTok, Facebook, and all the other ones. As long as they see these posts get engagement, the automatic systems force the system to continue to amplify that message. And that's what needs to be done.
And that's why you can see some of those Palestinian accounts that are still able to have their videos go up, but I put anything remotely close to it and it like instantly will get shut down. Why? Because I've got like 1,500 followers. It's nothing. But these guys right away, they post something and they've already got 1,500 likes because we're following them and their accounts are growing. So you could do that too. You don't just follow these people.
So we're going to round it up now. So again, help out, keep a track on us. We're going to update our link trees and give you guys as much information, as much help as possible to help you guys out. Definitely going to see if I can do a priority in regards to that shopping list thing. Again, something small, do a minor change, see how it helps. Rounding up our usual stuff, don't forget to help us out. Danny still needs some legal assistance. His court dates are coming up, so anything you guys can do help to help him with that. Thank you, Ina. Please do so. Ina's put the link into Twitch. If you guys don't have access to Twitch, you can always reach me on my link tree. I've got it right there near the top. And as always, you can join us in the Auto Activism Discord, where we always discuss more, as well as our ODC. It's still there. And we also discuss there too. And the Auto Activism, not only can you discuss about activities going around Ottawa, you also can give us story ideas for stuff to discuss on the show, as well as if you guys find a funny clip, drop it in there. If you can't drop it in there, you can also directly DM me, and I'll make sure to see if we can get that in there.
We really like to end off on a fun note because sometimes it gets heated or depressing or whatever.
Like now.
But lately, there haven't been a whole lot of funny videos going up. Like, it's been increasingly difficult for Joe and I to find funny videos. So if you guys find one, it would be really nice if you could flip it our way so that there isn't this last minute panic, because we definitely want to end the show with something light. So
this guy right here.
Yeah.
This guy's the panic producer.
Send it.
It's all panicky.
Yeah.
Dina will tell you about how freaked out I am.
Activism Discord. Yeah.
Activism Discord or direct. Till then, don't forget to join us this Friday at 9 o'clock. Where we're going to be hosting the space again. Till then, we do have one particular last ending video, and I think many people are going to be pretty much not surprised.
Irish mythology. This one's for you.